Have you ever thought about what really sets apart those who live to be 80 from those who reach the impressive milestone of 100? If you're in your 70s or 80s and have dreams of celebrating a healthy and joyful century, you might be surprised to learn just how much your everyday habits can influence your lifespan. In this video, I'm excited to share with you the 7 crucial habits you really need to eliminate from your daily routine. If you want to enhance your chances of living to 100 with energy, independence, and a clear mind, and if you or someone you care about is between 70 and 85 years old, then you'll definitely want to stick around for this. We will be diving into common mistakes that even the wisest individuals often fall into, habits that can quietly drain your vitality, muddle your memory, and ultimately cut short your healthy years. For each habit, I'll provide straightforward, practical advice, along with real-life stories of people who successfully turned their lives around during their golden years. Be sure to stay tuned until the end because you'll discover how removing just one of these daily hurdles can leave you feeling younger, stronger, and more hopeful than you have in a long time. Whether you're aiming to throw a party for your 90th birthday or you're determined to reach the big 100, the insights you gain today could truly transform the course of your life. So, let's jump right in. First on our list is negative self-talk. This habit is one of the most insidious dangers that can accompany aging, yet it often goes unnoticed. Negative self-talk is that little voice inside your head that tells you things like, "I'm too old to change," or "It's too late for me to learn new things," or even "My best days are behind me." The words you say to yourself, even the ones you keep to yourself, hold a remarkable power. They can influence your health, mood, and even your will to live. Let me share the story of Richard, who recently celebrated his 79th birthday. Following a minor health scare, Richard found himself reflecting on his life and began to think, "I guess I'm just old now." This mindset led him to withdraw from activities that once brought him joy. Before he knew it, this belief turned into a self-fulfilling prophecy. He stopped reaching out to friends, gave up his weekly bowling night, and began to feel a deep sense of loneliness creeping in. It wasn't until his daughter pointed out the negativity in his self-talk that Richard recognized. He had unintentionally built a cage for himself with his own words. Research has shown that seniors who practice self-kindness, those who say things like, "I can handle this," or "I'm learning something new every day," tend to have better memories, more energy, and even longer lifespans. This isn't merely about thinking positively. It's about refusing to let age limit your potential. The next time you catch yourself thinking negatively or hopelessly, take a moment to pause and challenge that thought. Instead of saying, "I can't," try saying, "I'll give it a shot," and notice how your days start to open up again. While you may not have control over every change in your health or the world around you, you can choose the narratives you tell yourself. Make them hopeful, honest, and rooted in the belief that every stage of life can be filled with growth, laughter, and unexpected surprises. This small shift in self-talk could contribute not only years to your life, but also life to your years. Moving on to our second point. Excess sugar and processed foods. These sugary delights and overly processed snacks are silent threats that can easily sneak into your daily routine. They gradually rob you of your vitality and chip away at your long-term health, especially as you navigate your 70s and 80s. While these foods may initially appear harmless or even comforting, the reality is that diets rich in sugar, white flour, and packaged snacks accelerate the aging process. They drain your energy and pave the way for serious health issues such as heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline. Let's consider Pauline, a vibrant 74-year-old who used to kick off her mornings with a sugary pastry and a cup of coffee loaded with sugar. She loved the quick energy boost it gave her, yet by noon, she would find herself feeling exhausted and craving more snacks throughout the afternoon. When her doctor raised concerns about her eating habits, pointing out that they were not only elevating her blood sugar but also stressing her heart and muddling her memory. She knew she needed a change. With a little encouragement from her granddaughter, Pauline made the switch from pastries to whole grain toast topped with fresh fruit and reduced her sugar intake significantly. The transformation was remarkable. Within just a few weeks, her energy returned, her memory felt sharper, and her outlook on life brightened. Every bite you take is an opportunity to nourish your body for another decade of healthy living. Instead of reaching for processed snacks, opt for fresh foods such as berries, nuts, beans, leafy greens, and lean proteins. If you have a sweet tooth, consider trying smaller portions or satisfying your cravings with naturally sweet options like fruits. You'll be pleasantly surprised at how quickly your taste buds adapt, and your body will reward you with improved energy levels, clearer thinking, and fewer aches and pains. If you're still with me and finding these insights helpful, please drop a comment saying number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on. The third habit to eliminate is prolonged sitting. This is a common routine that quietly steals years from your life without you even realizing it. After retirement, many older adults tend to spend countless hours in a chair, whether they are watching television, reading the newspaper, or simply gazing out the window. However, excessive sitting can slow your metabolism, weaken your muscles and bones, and raise your risk for heart disease, blood clots, and even premature death. Take Harold, for example. He turned 81 last year and had undergone a knee replacement surgery. Following the operation, he began spending nearly all his time in his beloved recliner, only getting up for meals or bathroom breaks. He believed he was giving his body the rest it desperately needed. Yet, as time went on, his legs grew weaker, his balance deteriorated, and he lost the confidence to walk outside. It wasn't until his doctor urged him to stand and move around every hour, even if just for a few minutes, that Harold began to regain his strength. He started with walking laps around his house, then progressed to strolling up and down the driveway, and eventually he was able to reunite with his friends at the park again. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights to make a difference. The secret lies in breaking up your sitting time with simple movements throughout the day. Set a timer to remind yourself to stand and stretch, take a short walk to the mailbox, or even march in place while you wait for your kettle to boil. Gentle movement protects your joints, keeps your heart strong, and lifts your spirits. The more you move, the more you'll find your energy returning and your independence growing. Always remember that your body is designed for motion, regardless of your age. Each step you take contributes to stronger muscles, healthier bones, and a longer, more vibrant life. Don't allow the habit of sitting still to rob you of the years you've worked so hard to earn. Stand up and move, even in small ways, and you'll be astonished at how much better you feel. Next up is the habit of holding grudges. Clinging to past hurts or disappointments can weigh heavily on your spirit and even affect your physical health. Many seniors have faced difficult relationships, betrayals, or misunderstandings, and it's only natural to feel hurt by these old memories. However, holding on to anger or resentment can steal your peace, joy, and the precious energy needed for a long and fulfilling life. Take the case of Florence, who is 83 years old and hadn't spoken to her childhood friend in over a decade after a falling out. Every time she thought about it, a heavy sadness settled in her chest. Her daughter gently encouraged her to reach out, even just to say hello. With a trembling hand, Florence made the call, expecting the worst. To her surprise, she was met with warmth and relief. That conversation lifted years of tension, and Florence felt lighter and happier than she had in ages. Letting go of grudges isn't always an easy task, but it's one of the most powerful gifts you can give to your heart and mind. Forgiveness doesn't mean you excuse what happened or pretend it didn't hurt. It's about freeing yourself from the hold those old wounds have over you. Sometimes, you may find a way to mend a relationship, and other times, your path simply leads you to release your own heart and move on. If forgiving someone seems impossible, consider starting by writing down your feelings in a letter, even if you never send it. Talking to a trusted friend or counselor about the emotional weight you carry can also be beneficial. Bit by bit, allowing yourself to release grudges can bring back laughter and light into your days. As you let go, you create space for new memories, fresh friendships, and the possibility of peace as you continue moving forward. If you're still following along and finding these insights meaningful, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're still here. And remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really encourage you to do so and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our future content. Your support enables us to keep creating valuable material to inform and inspire you. Now, let's keep going. The 5th habit to eliminate is skipping social connections. This habit can age you faster than you might realize. Many individuals in their 70s and 80s tend to withdraw from social gatherings, thinking it's easier to stay home or feeling anxious about forming new friendships. However, day after day spent in isolation takes a toll on your brain, heart, and overall zest for life. Consider Robert, who moved to a new town at the age of 77 after losing his wife. He spent months barely speaking to anyone other than the grocery store clerk. Initially, he convinced himself that he preferred solitude, but soon he realized that his sleep was suffering, his memory was fading, and his mood was sinking. When his daughter encouraged him to join a weekly breakfast group at a local diner, Robert felt awkward at first. However, he gradually found himself laughing again, sharing stories and looking forward to each week. Social connections don't require a packed schedule. Even a simple phone call to a friend, chatting with a neighbor, or greeting fellow churchgoers can reignite your spark and lift your spirits. Volunteering, joining a hobby group, or inviting someone over for coffee can help rebuild the bonds that make life rich and meaningful. If you find yourself hesitating to reach out, remember that most people share the same apprehensions. Take that first step, no matter how small it may be. Human connection is one of the most powerful tools for longevity. It boosts your immune system, sharpens your memory, and reminds you that you matter. Make room for people in your everyday life, and you just might discover that the years ahead are warmer, brighter, and filled with joy. Next, let's discuss ignoring sleep problems. This is a habit that can sneak up on many older adults, quietly draining your health, energy, and mental clarity. Poor sleep isn't just an inconvenience. It's linked to memory loss, increased risk of falls, depression, heart issues, and even a shorter lifespan. Yet too many individuals in their 70s and 80s shrug off sleep troubles, telling themselves it's simply part of getting older. Take Margaret, for instance. At 80 years old, she spent years tossing and turning each night, waking up feeling tired and irritable. She attributed it to aging and never mentioned it to her doctor. When her granddaughter finally persuaded her to bring it up during a checkup, Margaret learned that her insomnia was actually related to nighttime pain and her late afternoon coffee habit. By managing her discomfort and adjusting her evening routine, Margaret found herself drifting off to sleep more easily and waking up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in years. Good sleep is not a luxury. It's just as essential as food or water when it comes to living a long and vibrant life. Pay attention to signs like waking frequently during the night, feeling sleepy during the day, or having trouble concentrating. If you're experiencing persistent sleep issues, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. Sometimes, the solution is as simple as adjusting your medication, changing your evening habits, or ensuring you get more sunlight during the day. Create a sleep-friendly environment by keeping your bedroom dark, quiet and cool, and establish a calming winding down routine with soft music or a good book. Avoid heavy meals, alcohol, or caffeine later in the day. When you honor your body's need for rest, you protect your brain, heart, and overall vitality. Prioritizing sleep can lead to increased energy and brighter days, adding quality years to your life. Now, let's move to our seventh and final point, resisting new experiences. This habit can quietly limit your growth, happiness, and even your chances of reaching 100. As you progress through your 70s and 80s, it's all too easy to stick with what feels familiar. Same routine, same foods, same social circle, simply because it feels safe and comfortable. But resisting new experiences, whether they're big or small, causes your world to shrink. It leaves your brain less challenged, your spirit less excited, and your days feeling a bit dull. Let's look at Frank, who is 82 years old and had always eaten the same breakfast for decades. He walked the same path in the park every day and spent his evenings in front of the television. One day, his granddaughter invited him to try a local art class. Frank hesitated at first, worried he might feel foolish or not fit in with the younger attendees, but he decided to give it a chance. To his delight, he discovered a hidden talent for watercolor painting and made new friends, looking forward to each Thursday with genuine excitement. Trying new experiences keeps your mind sharp and your heart open. It could be as simple as taking a different route during your walk, experimenting with a new recipe, or learning to use a new app on your phone. Attend a class, volunteer at a new location, or visit an unexplored spot in your town. The act of saying yes to something unfamiliar sends a powerful message to both your brain and body. You are still growing, still curious, and very much alive. When you open yourself to new possibilities, you create fresh memories, expand your social circle, and find reasons to celebrate every year you add to your life. Growth doesn't come with an age limit, and embracing new experiences might just be the secret to reaching your 100th birthday with a heart full of stories and a spirit that never ceases to bloom. As we come to a close, I invite you to reflect on these 7 habits and think about which ones may be lingering in your daily life. Eliminating even one of these could set you on a new path toward better health, deeper happiness, and even a longer life. Remember, it's never too late to start anew, to replace old routines with healthier choices, or to welcome new experiences into your life. The years between 70 and 100 can be some of the most vibrant and meaningful chapters of your story. You possess the wisdom and strength to make impactful changes. Be gentle with yourself and know that every effort you make today is an investment in your future. Share your journey with others, ask for help when needed, and celebrate each step you take, no matter how small. Your life is still brimming with possibilities, purpose, and connections, regardless of your age. Thank you for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment below and share something you learned today and how you plan to apply it to your life. Your thoughts mean a lot to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments provides us with great motivation and encouragement. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support helps us keep creating quality content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our